The MSMS program is a pre-experienced master's program, so students coming right from their undergrad academic backgrounds, moving into learning about business so that they can put a business and management wrapper around the knowledge that they gained in disciplines outside of management.
What I love about this program is the students all come from non-business backgrounds. So as a result, you literally have a graduate program full of people who might be scientists, they might be literature buffs, they might be operational experts in terms of engineering, but yet they all want to learn about business. So as a result, you now have, instead of a traditional business classroom where everybody knows about Michael Porter's 5 forces, where everybody knows about the value chain and the 4 Ps and 5 Cs of marketing, in many cases, these students are hearing it for the first time, but they might have looked at it from the lens of an engineer, or they might have looked at it from the lens of a literature major. So as a result, they're bringing those perspectives into team meetings, into project work, etc. And I just love the fact that it's not groupthink. If anything, it's diametrically opposite of that everybody is able to interject their own unique perspective on the same project that a team of students might be working with.
The best student is somebody who wants to pivot. Somebody who's ready to make a change, who realizes that there's a different direction that they need to go in, and that they are ready to make that shift and make that change. And they are extremely curious and caring about not just business, but what the customer experience should be. And they want to create something that is exceptional. And it doesn't really matter how they're going to do it, they just want to know that they can. I describe it as probably the fastest, best, and most engaging way to get to understand what business is like today. I think it is this immersive experience where you have to be and you're sort of at the front line of what business is like day to day now. And it's engaging, immersive, a little bit stressful, but I think it's one of those experiences where you're at the sort of frontline experience of what it's like now to be part of innovation and part of strategy and part of digital experience.
Something I've always liked about this program is that in many cases it's primarily project-based. So not only do you get to interact with the students across projects, but for every mod or every project, the people change.
It's very iterative and it's very based on design thinking and based on this ability to do what it is that you think is the right idea and learn from that, not only for yourself, but also with your teammates, and be able to create a better experience for your eventual customers. It is all real world, and it's based on science, right? It's based on theory that we understand it, but you're learning it by applying it. You're learning it by doing, because it's a big difference when you go into the business and you try to say that you know something, but in this experience, you could say, I know how to do that. And you can actually, even from the first day that you're in a new job, you can actually model what it is that you've seen in these classrooms, because they're sort of designed very similar to meetings and prototype sessions and creative thinking sessions. So you can actually, from the very first day, just show people what it is that you know how to do, and they are completely engaged and leaning in and doing what it is that you're telling them to do, and they actually, there's no memo required, right? Like, you're just going to show them. So I think that part, it makes it really, it makes engagement and your ability to make a positive change in the new job immediate.
You have to be willing to throw out the playbook, tweak it, amend it, and change it based on what's happening in the world, what the student feedback has been, and ultimately how we can position our students to not only knock it out of the park inside the classroom, but also after they graduate and try and get jobs.
When I see students coming through, and from the beginning of the year, when they start doing presentations, they really just don't know anything about business. We start off with a simulation where they don't know, and after 3 days they come up and say, explain to me what revenue is again. And so they just don't know. And by the end of this program, 9 months later, I was just listening to their practice presentations, they got it. And it's just really, it's just filling. You just see that you've made a big change in their life, not just from the language, but the confidence, the way in which they're able to approach things, you feel like you've done something for them individually and personally, and subsequently for the world.